the deeper you can feel is equivalent to how loud you can actually hear your highest self.
Wow! Allowing yourself to feel the full range of your emotions.
The full range of your emotions.
How is it important na napaprocess mo yung emotions mo?
Emotions are messages from your spirit. It is, okay, when you're angry, it means something is unaligned or your boundary or your value was challenged. When you're sad, there may be something that you are mourning or grieving. When you're happy, that means you're in the right place. Emotions is what will lead us to our truth. So if we don't listen, not just feel, but listen to emotions, we won't be able to really hear and embody our truth.
In this episode, and now I'm with my space holder, my coach also, Angela Malaya. She activates Filipino women to reclaim their power and medicine to align with their soul mission. How would you explain yung connection niya sa mental health? Like, if talagang suppress na lahat yung emotions mo.
So,
Mental health ka dyan.
I wanna start with with your bio kasi you mentioned na reclaim their power and medicine. So
Yes.
what do you mean by medicine?
medicine is our energy. The feminine energy in itself is medicine because of our nature to nurture. To have the capacity to express unconditional love. And love is the medicine.
Okay.
And everything that we touch, everything that we do, everything that we say, when we are empowered, when we are walking our purpose, shares healing to everyone that experiences your energy.
Okay, that's deep to begin with. Okay. Pero okay, please give us a quick background na lang kung paano ka napunta dyan, ganyan. So people can relate din, baka pinagdadaanan din nila yung napagdaanan mo before.
Sure. Yung pinaka mabilis, kasi syempre haba niya, yung buong buhay mo yan. Nag-start din sa, I was having mental health issues. I was facing a lot of rage inside of me. Growing up wasn't really a dance in the flowery fields.
Okay.
Oo. And a lot of us grew up like that. I mean, kaya naman tayo nandito ngayon. We're talking about mental health, spiritual health, because we are now starting to realize that we all need healing from our childhood.
Yes.
So growing up with the childhood that I've had, konting context, I was a battered child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was a
Yes.
battered child. So growing up, there was a lot of confusion why I was alive.
Okay.
Na parang, ba't ako nandito kung sinasaktan lang naman ako?
Oo.
So, depression hit at an early age. Especially, I also had a child very early. I had a daughter at 16.
Okay.
And I wasn't diagnosed because family namin really doesn't believe in mental health
Okay.
stuff. And when I was 16, nung bata pa tayo, tabu pa to lahat.
Oo.
Technically, yung mental health things, parang nag-boom na lang siya nung pandemic na eh.
Oo.
Right? Kasi
Yes.
na-experience na natin siya lahat. So, I felt like I had postpartum depression. That was the first time I attempted something. And then, nung pandemic, it happened again. Triggered again. And then, dun na ako nag-seek ng help. Dun na din ako na parang, okay, fine, psychologist na ako. I looked for mental health support. And then, I found that part a little too shallow for me. Grabe kasi pinagdaanan ko nung bata ako eh. They were applying like yung mga mental health professionals that I worked with. Sabi ko, ba't hindi niya na mi-meet yung need ko
Okay.
na support. And that's when I dabbled with spiritual healing.
Okay.
And dun na pumasok yung realizations, deep meditations is what called me na and pulled me to my calling na.
And then, boom.
And then boom, eto na tayo.
Yun na.
Fast
Okay.
forward, eto na tayo.
Yes, and just a
Ayun na
disclaimer
yun.
lang ha, Mental Health Ka Dyan podcast is not only addressing mismong mental health, but all aspects holistically. Physical, spiritual, mental, ayan, and emotional health. So, okay, you mentioned na yun nga yung story mo, 'di ba? So, bakit nagfo-focus ka sa mga sa women? Kasi pwede mo namang kumbaga parang it could be a mix, 'di ba? Pero bakit women?
Because women will be the catalyst for the healing of the world. And we are seeing this. We are starting to realize that women, the suppression of women have been the cause of a lot of imbalances here on Earth. Hindi lang sa bansa natin, sa bahay natin. It ripples out eh. So it starts within. Even as an individual, as a woman myself, the suppression of the feminine energy inside of me
Okay.
caused a lot of imbalances. And a lot of women, kahit pa gano'n ka-feminine magdamit o umarte, the fact that we are programmed to live in this very masculine and patriarchal system is actually one of the root cause of mental health problems for females, for feminine.
Okay.
And I see this in myself, my friends, my mom herself. Every woman that we see has this imbalance inside na we are being forced, we were programmed to function in a world built for men. And that's what's causing a lot of health issues, not just mental health, physical, because
Yes.
it's all interconnected eh. Mental health, spiritual health, physical health, emotional health, lahat yan interconnected eh. And it is through the remembrance of the feminine aspects within ourselves, including men na, we all have the polarities of the feminine and the masculine energy in all of us. And even in men, the suppression of the feminine inside of them is also causing a lot of issues within themselves.
Okay. Paki-explain mo nga yung masculine and feminine energy in man and woman. Like, kasi baka mamaya yung iba isipin nila pag man, masculine lang talaga. Pag babae, feminine lang talaga. So, paki-explain mo yun further.
Sure. So, yung masculine and feminine na tinatawag, these are energies.
Okay.
And they exist both in the male body and the female body. So, we're gonna talk about this as if na katawan yung female and then male body, which are the ones who carries testicles, and then the female body is the one with wombs. Right? Kasi there are people who embodies the feminine more,
Yes.
even if they are in a male body. We have our trans community, and they exist, and they are proof of having the polarities in whichever body you have. So hindi porket na meron kang penis or testicles. Yeah, we have to talk about this. Yan yung, di ba?
Yeah.
Na kailangan masculine ka lang, na hindi ka dapat nagpapakita ng feminine aspect. No, it's not like that, because we all have those inside of us. So, if we're gonna look at the energy itself, masculine is the doer. So, active siya. Action, it's the energy of a protector, a provider, and someone who is in that state of in service of the feminine. So the feminine is a leader. Everything that we were told about the roles, by the way, are backward. So the feminine is the leader. She is a nurturer. She is a creator. Why would she be a leader? Because she has a womb. The womb space is something that no one can really take away from the feminine, from the female and the womb man, a womb
Yes.
carrier. And that portal, that space, is where our spirit arrives to be a human on earth.
Okay.
And that portal in itself is a direct connection to the spiritual realm. That's why women, if you research this, that the feminine body is actually the bridge between the spiritual realm and the earthly realm, which is this one. Because, madedeny ba natin na dito dumadaan yung bata?
Hindi.
Hindi, diba? So, dito talaga dumadaan yung spirit, right? So, that in itself, ability to bring life on earth, and that connection to the spiritual realm of having the only body that can bring forth the spirit here means we are directly connected to the spirit, which means we are directly connected to the collective consciousness.
Okay. That's deep. Okay. Explain
Yes.
further. Can you
So,
simplify?
It just means that we are more sensitive to receiving spiritual guidance.
Okay. Intuition.
Intuition. Our intuition in itself is our ability and power to discern and lead and use it for leadership.
Okay.
Which is why a lot of women now are awakening to their power. And if you're going to really look, women are starting to lead corporate companies. A lot.
Yes.
And we will now see that the masculine is experiencing a lot of imbalance because they're not also serving their purpose and their divine masculine nature, which is to surrender and serve to the feminine.
Oh.
Because that is their purpose. Kaya sila naghahanap ng, andun yung lagi nilang tanong din na ano yung purpose ko. And then, kaya yung mga masculine is, it's not serving na there's dominance here. That's patriarchal. It's not the dominant na parang, okay, forget na sinuserve mo yung ano, no. It's more of a service out of devotion. Because that the feminine is going to lead you into your highest purpose as well.
Okay.
Because siya nga yung may intuition to guide and to lead a family. We see it na
Yes,
in
yes.
our family na it's our mothers who are actually handling everything.
Yes.
And what the masculine does is it serves. Okay, do this, do that, do that. And if the acceptance from the masculine comes in, na ma-accept na niya yun, na matanggap na niya yun, it's going to be a very harmonious and balanced union. Really. And we can see this internally, Kasi nga we have a masculine and feminine inside. So, the masculine is the ego,
Yes.
the thoughts,
Okay.
and the feminine is the feelings, the spirit. So, ito yung tinanong ko sa inyo sa mentorship call natin na, how can we have the ego be of service of the soul?
Yes.
So, it applies outside as well. Because again, everything is just a mirror of everything that we have inside. So, our masculine energy, which is the doer, the one that does the action, paano mo gagawin yung action nang wala kang inspiration? Wala ka munang intuitive hit of what you're gonna do. Right? So, it starts with the spirit letting us know, informing us of the wisdom, of the inspiration on what to do. And if the ego doesn't have any resistance, the masculine doesn't have any resistance of that feminine guidance, then we have one whole united
Oh,
front.
that's super nice. Ang galing nun. Okay, so that's how you balance
Yes.
yung energy mo. Okay, so it should not be conflicting.
Mm-mm.
Ganon. Okay, pero I want to, go back lang dun sa kanina, yung suppression na sinabi mo kanina. Can you give me an example?
Ano yun? Presyo?
Suppression.
Suppression.
Okay. Okay.
Oo.
Yung sinabi mo kanina na yun,
Suppression,
women are being suppressed. So, in the present time, can you give example of paano nasusuppress ang feminine energy?
Paano
ang mga
natin?
babae.
Easiest is when you keep your silence just to keep the peace.
Keep your silence just to keep... Oh, okay.
Yes.
Nag-isip talaga.
Oh, because again, the feminine is emotion, feelings, right? So, if we suppress feelings and not express it, then we suppress the truth of who we are.
Yes. That would cause?
That would cause resentment.
Okay.
And also energy that is not expressed, energy that is unprocessed, is kept inside the body. So a lot of us, may experience natin yung kahit hindi ka naman ganun ka heavy physically, masasabi mo na ang bigat-bigat.
Yes.
Yun yung term natin na ginagamit natin lagi, ang bigat. Parang mayroong nakapatong, parang may nakadagan, may nakaano. That's because of unexpressed emotion.
Yes.
Unexpressed energies that is flowing through us.
Yes. And yun yung ginagawa niya sa Malaya session. Which really, grabe talaga, exponential talaga siya. Kasi it will help you release kung ano yung mga unprocessed emotions mo. Pero, okay, sige. Before we go dun sa heaviness, can you talk more about emotions? How is it important na napaprocess mo yung emotions mo? Maybe, sige, on a daily basis, ganyan.
So, emotions are messages from your spirit.
Okay.
It is, okay, when you're angry, it means something is unaligned or your boundary or your value was challenged. When you're sad, there may be something that you are mourning or grieving. When you're happy, that means you're in the right place. Right? Emotions is what will lead us to our truth. So if we don't listen, not just feel, but listen to emotions, we won't be able to really hear and embody our truth.
Okay.
And what I just said to one of my mentees the other day, the deeper you can feel is equivalent to how loud you can actually hear your highest self.
Wow! Boom! Allowing yourself to feel the full range of your emotions.
The full range of your emotions.
Whether it's bad or it's good. Or not bad, negative or...
Hindi na nga eh. Like, hindi na natin siya ilalagay sa boxes eh. That's what we're healing now, is to stop putting ourselves in boxes. Including our emotions. What we can, then for emotions is that we can treat our emotions as just versions of ourselves.
Okay, explain further.
So, I look at my emotions as, we are not our emotions. We are not our thoughts. But it can be versions of ourselves when it was first experienced. So, anger, say, medyo expert ako sa anger because that's what I'm really holding space for a lot of women. Sacred rage, I call it. That's one of the things that we should be honoring because it's showing us where our values are at. Right? So, when we sit with anger, that version of ourselves that we're angry, maaano mo na, okay, you will go back to, you'll be able to ask this version of you, why are you angry? Why are you here? And usually it will come up with memories kung saan ka naka-experience ng anger and kung ano yung mga na-experience mo, why anger is there. So, dun mo puput yung part na these are just versions of you. Because naka-experience ka ng anger at some point, hindi lang once, makikita mo kung ano yung mga nagko-cause ng anger mo, yung mga previous version mo na nagalit, sila yung teacher mo ngayon kung paano nila pinakikita sa'yo what anger is for you and what is causing your anger. And sila yung magtuturo sa'yo kung paano mo mahihil yung nagkukos nung anger sa buhay mo.
Okay, can you give me an example of like for example an experience experience ng anger and wherein you were able to like sit with it and then understand na ay okay, ito pala yung reason ng anger ko and this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. So, yung part before sa akin na, yun nga, my mental health really declined nung pandemic. And it was coming out as, hindi na nga lang anger, rage. It was pure rage. And I didn't know where it was coming from kasi okay naman yung work ko, ganyan. And then when I was able to really sit with myself, I was doing sacred rage. Wala pa akong awareness ko ano yung sacred rage before, but I was already apparently doing it. So what I do is I sit inside my car and dun ako nagwawala sa loob ng kotse. Dun ako sumisigaw. And while I was sitting with my rage, the cause of all the rage that nag-build up na sa katawan ko was from my childhood. A lot of the things that was done to me and realizing how it is impacting me as an adult. So, rage and anger is usually culmination na siya ng maraming experiences para makarating siya dun eh. Diba? A lot of times, yung mga, kung pag inaano natin, when we're abandoning ourselves.
Okay.
Minsan, as an adult ngayon, a lot of our anger, nanggagaling na din yan na nare-realize mo na you were actually abandoning yourself at some point. Na nag-contribute ka sa sarili mong demise, kumbaga.
Yes.
And that can be very, very transformative for a person to express that anger without judgment. Kasi minsan, a lot of people na parang takot sila sa anger, na pag lumalabas tuloy, ang nangyayari lang natatapalan lang ng more anger. Kasi nag-angry ka, tas ashamed ka and guilty ka na angry ka kasi hindi ka dapat angry. So, nagagalit ka lalo. So, hindi siya nababawasan. Nadadagdagan siya. Versus, tanggapin mo. Nagalit ka. May dahilan kung ba't ka galit. And, maralaman mo yung dahilan na yon pag na-express mo yung anger. Siya mismo yung magtuturo sa'yo kung bakit ka galit. And, to hear that message is to sit with the anger and to feel it.
Which could be uncomfortable.
Which is,
Kaya
it could be
iniiwasan ng
uncomfortable.
iba.
Okay.
So, how would you connect it to mental health?
So, as we talked about kanina, emotions, energy in motion, when unprocessed and unexpressed, is just going to be kept in the body. And most of the time, aside from the body sa baba, sa brain natin. So, ang nangyayari is we repeat things in our brain, nakikip lang siya doon. So, paulit-ulit siya, nakaloop siya sa brain natin, sa subconscious natin. So, when we keep our anger there, baon ka lang ng baon, you program yourself, your brain, your subconscious, to always, anxiety, nagkukos ng anxiety, because hindi na napaprocess, hindi mo naiintindihan yung anger mo, hindi mo naiintindihan yung sarili mo. So, a lot of times, it causes anxiety, it will cause confusion, it will cause a lot of voices in your brain because, number one, ayaw mong nagagalit ka. So, pinoprogram mo yung sarili mo na kahit nagalit ka, hindi ko sasabihin kasi may hindi magugustuhan ng person, ganyan. So, it causes overthinking. So, a lot. It affects mental health a lot when we keep our emotions inside. And to be fair, bago pa siya makarating nga sa pagsabog ng anger, ang dami na nangyayari sa brain because, yun nga, you are minimizing yourself, so you are battling yourself of expressing a lot of things. So for example, sa babae, sabihin natin sa relationship, meron tayong ayaw nating ginagawa ng partner natin. Ginawa niya. But you don't want them na magalit back or to keep the peace. Ikaw mismo sa sarili mo, gina-justify mo na wag sabihin sa kanya, so nag-overthink ka na. So, it causes anxiety na sasabihin ko ba? So, it causes a lot of confusion already, and anxiety and overthinking, even bago pa siya umabot sa anger. So, kaya mas important na i-express na lang bago pa nga makarating sa anger eh. But now that we are here, syempre naipon na nga siya from childhood. A lot of us experienced a lot during our childhood. Ngayon, it's important to express it so that we understand where all of it are coming from. Kasi hindi lang lahat ng bagay is nasa brain. Lahat meron din sa emotions. And yun yung reason kung ba't tayo nandito nag-heal, is to understand the entirety of our being, which is including our thoughts and our feelings.
Okay.
And our physical body and our spiritual health, all of it.
Yes. So, how would you encourage someone who's afraid to hold space for their emotions? Kasi ayoko maramdaman because it's uncomfortable. Masakit kasi, kaya ayoko siyang ramdamin. So, I would rather distract myself and not feel it.
Ang encouragement, I would actually just ask them back, are you comfortable where you are? They will say no. So, it's about choosing which uncomfortable are you willing to go.
Yes.
Yun yung inaano ko. I really, as a space holder, I'm not someone to convince people. I don't convince people. Because I really respect people's journeys. And sila yung makakarating doon. There's no convincing people eh. To me, people must realize it within themselves on what they need. And what I always just tell people is, or ask people is, are you comfortable with where you are at? Because if not, then what are you going to do about it?
Yes.
Because, yeah, nandun ako na hindi talaga ako yung tipo na tao na I'm gonna say everything to convince you to do something that I feel is right for me. Because it may not be right for you in this moment.
Yes.
All I say is that your emotions carry a lot of messages, and the reason that it's overwhelming now is because naipon na siya and they are asking to be heard. And if you're not ready to listen, then take your time. That's your journey. But know that there are support system, there are tools, there are people who are willing to hold space for you.
Yes. That's another thing kasi yung asking for help. Kasi yung iba parang ayaw nila tanggapin sa sarili nila na kailangan nila ng help.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Pero yun nga, there are people who are willing to help. Ayun. So, can you walk us through yung like ritual mo on how you allow yourself to feel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So, when I know I'm a deep feeler, so number one, we're always feeling really. But for example, if the other dun sa day ko na really felt that I wanted to cry, that there's something that I want to release, that is something I want to process. So I do my usual morning ritual. I sit with myself, and then I ask myself questions that will trigger the feelings.
Okay. Tulad ng
Tulad ng, what are you ready to feel right now?
okay.
What are you ready to feel? What has been building up inside of you that is calling for attention now. And I hold my body, I hold my heart, I massage my heart. And then, it comes a point na lalabas siya. And also, encouragement. Because usually, this is also our inner child. So, I hold myself and I tell myself, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe to express. I am here, I am listening. What do you want to feel right now? What are you ready to say right now? And to me, it just builds up and then I cry. And nung huli nga sa huli kong video, I really felt the need to be held.
Yes.
And yon na yung tinawag ko na yung aking mudra.
Yes.
And,
Baka pwedeng ipakita yung clip dito.
pwede, I'll share it. So, ayun, isa rin yan na a lot of us, and na-mention ko to sa'yo na it's a trauma response to actually just cry alone.
Yes.
Na, hindi kasi gusto ko mag-isa lang ako, sanay ako, ganun. Which is yun nga yun. I felt that nung time na yun na may call na sometimes let us allow the people that love us around us to also hold space for us, especially as a space holder. Yun, as a space holder, I get to hold space for a lot of people to feel their emotions, and yet wala masyado nakakapag-hold ng space for me in that regard, kasi nga syempre big emotions din talaga, because as a deep feeler, I express it very big as well. As you saw in the video, makagulgul talaga ako. Which is yun kasi talaga yung need natin. Actually, when we're processing a lot of things, grief, overwhelm, fears, and anger. These are emotions that are calling to be expressed in certain ways, in certain moments in time. And it's learning to hold space for yourself, and also learning how and remembering how to be held as well. Kasi nung baby tayo, di ba? Pag umiiyak tayo, hawak tayo, hinahawakan tayo, and at some point, tumigil.
Because of adulting.
Di ba?
Nagkaroon ng awkwardness.
Oo, na parang pag dumating ka sa certain age na pinaiiyak ka na, pinapalo ka na, so wala ka na ibang iiyakan kundi yung sarili mo. So, natututo ka na lang na parang, kaya ko to mag-isa. But, sa totoo lang, as human beings, yun yung nature natin. To be together, to hold space for each other, and support each other, and not isolate, right? So, it's part of our healing journey talaga, to learn how, to remember how to be held.
Okay. So, how are you able to make peace with yourself na kailangan mo ng ng yakap, ganyan. Kasi yun sa video, di ba, parang it rarely happens yung ganong connection. Kasi, just to give you a context, guys, meron siyang video na pinublish wherein talagang humahagulgul ka sa mama mo, di ba? First time ba nangyari yun? Or...
No naman. Nangyari naman na siya nung a year ago, actually. Then, March din yun. March is really, Pisces season is really a big season for me. Siguro kasi yung end of astrological year. But, so, yung sa pag-iyak sa mom, it started na nung, syempre, nag-healing na ako spiritually. So, I started being able to be open sa mom ko with regards to how she talks to me, may boundaries, ganyan.
Yes.
So, yung first time na I felt the need to be held by my mom was when I was facing something really huge transition in my life, which is yung pag-transition ko into what I'm doing now. Kasi wala masyado gumagawa nito dito. And letting go of my big paying job, letting go of my condo because I know I'm not gonna be able to afford it anymore. It was a huge thing. It was a huge shift, and I was so overwhelmed. I don't know if this is going to work. Itong ginagawa ko. So, was gonna tell her na nung time na yun, I just told her na, Ma, I wanna cry. Which is yun din ginawa ko dito. Kailangan ko lang umiyak. Wala kang kailangan sabihin. Kailangan ko lang ng yakap mo. As in, upfront kung ano yung need mo. Kasi ganun din ako sa mga friends ko na we ask each other if they have space. I have something to process. They have space. So, pag hindi ako nag-reply or sabihin ko na, no, I don't have. So, ganun ang ginagawa. Ina-apply ko siya sa mom ko of how I also respect her energy and nasasabihin ko lang din sa kanya na hindi mo naman kailangan i-fix. Wala kang kailangan i-fix dito. Wala kang kailangan alalahanin. Pagod lang ako. Sabi ko sa kanya, gusto ko lang umiyak. May overwhelm lang akong na-feel. At saka yun nga, magkakaroon din ako ng time. So,
halo-halo na.
So talagang sobrang intense ng emotions. And sobrang, hindi lang ako at peace dun sa nangyari na yun. I'm so proud. It's a very proud moment for me because nakaiyak ako sa mama ko. Hindi lahat ng tao nagagawa yun.
Oo, actually. Totoo.
And a lot of people actually know they need that, but they can't. And they're still working on that part of their relationship with their mom. And me, I'm already in that space. Na I'm able to communicate to my mom, be vulnerable with my mom, and be held by my mom like that, and cry with my mom. I mean, kaya nga yung sumunod kong video na parang, nakaiyak ako sa mama ko. Kasi
Ano ka?
we were, di ba? We were shamed nung bata tayo na, di magsumbong ka na sa mama mo. Di ba yung mga ganun tayo ng mga bata tayo before na parang, when you actually run to your mom, it's shameful. But no, being able to be true and vulnerable with your mom is something to be proud of. So, yeah, I'm proud of that.
Yes. And also, yung sinabi mo kanina na parang, kasi pinag-uusapan din natin to sa session natin, of how you want to be held. Diba? Minsan kasi, meron na tayong assumption, pag sinabi ko to, ganito yung gagawin niya. Pag sinabi ko to, ganito reaction niya. Yeah. Diba? Pero, it's really helpful na, kumbaga, sabihin mo ano yung kailangan mo. Like, huwag ka muna magsalita. Kailangan ko lang umiyak. Ganon. Which is really helpful. And I guess, sa atin, yun yung medyo, that's where we lack. Parang, one of the reasons na medyo takot tayo na i-communicate or for our emotions to be seen is kasi hindi natin nako-communicate yung kailangan natin. Na, yun nga, tulad no, huwag ka muna magsalita. Kailangan ko lang ng yakap. Ganyan. So, I think that's a very great takeaway na for you to be able to process it in much easier. It's not, kumbaga parang let's take advantage of the people around us. But at the same time, for us to be held in the way we wanted to be held, we also have to communicate. Ano ba yung kailangan natin? Right? So, ayun. But how would you explain or what would you advise those people na even sa communication, hirap sila? Yeah, so anong advice mo sa kanila and why do you think it happens?
When we were kids, we were told na huwag ka umiyak. That, you know, a lot of people is very uncomfortable when there are people crying. You know, even in relationships, ayoko umiyak, ako tama-tahan na. So a lot of us grew up na when we cry, pinapatahan tayo. Pinatitigil. So, tayo mismo sa sarili natin, hindi natin ma-accept ngayon na kailangan nating umiyak. Because we see it as na weak or we see it that there's something wrong with us na umiiyak tayo. So, I feel that first is the acceptance in itself that there's something that you need to feel. Kasi, isa sa mga ano din natin is yung womb and throat connection. Ayan.
Yes, yan.
So, our womb is where we feel our emotions. Diyan talaga siya because, again, as a feminine person, our emotions is kept in our womb space or what we call as the sacral chakra. Yan. Meron tayong mga 7 energy centers sa spiritual well-being part naman. Now, it's directly connected to the throat because our throat is the center of expression. So, if we don't accept the emotion itself, how are we going to communicate it? So, asking ourselves dun sa part na bago natin kasi siya ma-communicate, tayo ba mismo sa sarili natin? Natanggap na ba natin itong bagay na kailangan nating ramdamin? Kasi a lot of the times, the reason na hindi din natin siya ma-communicate, kasi tayo mismo, dine-deny natin na nandyan siya Right? So, I feel that that's going to be the first step talaga is acceptance that we are human beings and we are here to feel these things. And when we are ready to feel them, know that the people around you, mararamdaman mo kung sino yung kailangan mo eh. Totoo yan. Na kapag, kunyari may nararamdaman ka, may magpapap sa isip mo na taong gusto mong pag-sharean nitong bagay na to. Na siya yun. And if wala, yun nga, meron tayong tulad ng Malaya Healing Ceremony, there's a space for you. Meron din yung, if you wanna go through the mental health route, meron mga psychologist for you. It's knowing that there are people who are just willing to hold space lang. Like, na-experience mo sa Malaya Healing. Habang umiiyak ka, wala naman akong ginagawa. Wala rin akong sinasabi. Ine-encourage lang kita, sige, isigaw mo yan, ilabas mo yan. Yun pa yung naririnig mo, chini-cheer ka pa. Di ba? Like, there's nothing, walang pinifix, hindi ka ina-advisean. Like, yun, umiyak naman ako sa mama ko, tinanong niya sa akin, ano nangyayari? Wala nangyayari, gusto ko lang umiyak. And I just want you to hug me, and I just wanna cry. Yun lang. Kailangan lang talaga niya iiyak and honor the feelings kasi not everyone actually has the ability to cry.
Yes, totoo yan.
Oo. May mga tao akong kilala, sabi niya, hindi kahit babae Oo. Sabi niya, di kasi ako umiiyak eh. Sabi ko, ako nga concerned ako pag hindi ako umiiyak. Baliktad, nako-concern talaga kapag, like, pag kunyari, may na-realize ako na parang, lumagpas yung 3 days na hindi ako lumuluha about anything. At all, na kahit na kunyari sa social media yan, or whatever, kailan ako uli umiyak? Ganon. Whether that's tears of joy, of ecstasy, or of sadness, or overwhelm.
Yes.
Crying is so important.
Kasi crying is a form of, diba, cleansing.
Cleansing and healing talaga siya. And it's a form of transmutation and alchemy inside. Physiologically, when we cry, this is a form of alchemy, transmutation, na yung emotions mo is actually becoming tears, water, literal na tubig. At the same time, inside of you, yun, nagre-release ka ng mga kung ano-anong hormones sa brain. So, it supports neuroplasticity in the brain. It fires up a lot of transmitters in the brain. And doing so allows you to have more clarity kasi na-activate yung brain mo eh. So, kaya after ng cry mo, minsan may clarity, right? Kasi it activates your brain. Kasi nga, everything is interconnected. Emotions, physical, whatever. And sa katawan mo, every time you feel something, yung cells mo, may namamatay dyan, may nagre-regenerate dyan, merong nagigising na mga kung ano-ano sa katawan mo, kaya mo nga siya nararamdaman in other spaces in your body. Like ako, nung na-heartbroken ako before, physical, like nararamdaman ko ang sakit niya sa katawan. Like there's parang, like mahagulgul ka ng gano'n, tapos bakit parang pati yung katawan ko masakit? Parang may gumagano. Oo, diba? Kasi, it's holistic.
Yes.
Holistic healing ang crying. And it's really helpful to express.
Tsaka it allows you to kasi di ba pag heightened ang emotions mo at hindi mo siya nilabas, doon ka parang, yun nga, it affects your mental health, tapos doon ka napupuno, decision making mo na-apektuhan din. Pero if you cry, yun nga, if it's a form of cleansing, na babawasan siya, kaya ka nagkakaroon ng clarity. Kasi nga, hindi na clouded yung thoughts mo. Mas nagiging clear sa'yo kung ano yung dapat mong gawin.
True. Sabi ko nga kapag umiiyak ka, umiyak ka na para ka nasa movie, as in talaga mag-walling-walling. I-feel mo talagang i-feel mo talaga deep, deep, deep. Kasi nga, as
Yes.
we talked about kanina, the deeper you feel, the louder you hear your highest self.
Ay, ang ganda-ganda nun. So, yan guys, wag kayong mahiyang umiyak. Okay, pero at the same time,
Vulnerability is power.
yes, totoo, vulnerability, I like that. And also, syempre, hindi naman para i-encourage na umiyak ka kahit saan. Kumbaga, you also find your safe space para ma-process mo siya and for you to understand what's really going on. Diba? Ayun. So, last piece of advice, ito pala, for those people who are suffering from this kind of mental health challenges, ganyan, mga emotional health challenges, and the people around them, kumbaga, what if meron silang skeptical sila of what they feel, kasi ang important is you have your support system eh. Pero if you don't have your support system, parang medyo nagdududa pa sa kung ano yung nangyayari sa'yo, 'di ba? If these people are listening, ano yung sasabihin mo sa kanila for them to better understand the one who's suffering?
Keep those thoughts to yourself. If you are really wanting to at least help the person, it's the best to do talaga is to just hold space. Let them say what they have to say. Let them cry it all out. Be there as a presence. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to believe them. You don't need to understand them, really. Because a lot of us just really needs a safe space.
Yes.
To process it all. Kasi all the answers are within us din. So, dun sa person din na kailangan mag-process, siya talaga lang ang makakaintindi nun fully. Hindi din yung space holder. Kaya ang tawag nga talaga is space holder is because you're just there to be this presence for this person so that they can meet themselves.
Yes.
So that they can feel and listen to themselves in that space and not your projections or not your comments about what they're going through. So, yun, hindi mo kailangan maniwala. Hindi mo kailangan maniwala, hindi mo kailangan maintindihan. Kailangan lang yung presensya mo.
Okay. Ayun.
Yun.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Angela.
ma'am.
I hope na-enjoy mo yung chikahan natin.
Na-enjoy ko naman lagi pag
Yeah.
nag-usap tayo.
That's good. Okay, so where can people find you in case they want to do the session with you?
Okay, so my Instagram is Angela Malaya _ And then I also have a community for women empowerment, which is Balay Babaylan on Instagram.
Okay,
So,
so
ayan.
we're also going to add that sa show notes natin. And anything else na projects mo na gusto mong i-mention?
I hold retreats and gatherings, and I also offer one-on-one mentorship for the feminines out there, which is yun nga si Kai
Yes.
sa mga mentees ko.
Yeah.
So this is for reclaiming and remembering your power and medicine so that you can live a life of purpose.
Yes.
And yung Balay Babaylan nga is a women empowerment community support group where you can join our gatherings online and in person para makamit ka ng mga kapwa mo babae that are going through the same healing and remembrance journey.
Yes.
So, ayan.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye.
Bye!
Mental health ka dyan.